you've got a lot going on here.
Yes.
So as you think about that, and also throughout the history, over a 40-year ministry, it's help folks understand like a routine, as a pastor, to think about. Tell us a bit about how you've been able to do these things.
That's just a great question, and I am routine driven. Early in my life, in fact, I grew up with in a farm setting, so that was a disciplined setting, and so I learned to get up early and do things. But I learned in ministry that to accomplish a lot, I had to have a routine and be disciplined about the routine. And so I am an early riser. I get a lot of my work done before 7 o'clock, actually. This morning I got up at 4:30, for example, and so I'm an early riser. I do have an office at home now because it helps me to do things there in quietness,
Right.
away from the demands of this ministry. We have a Christian school, pretty good size, and a lot of staff. And so when I come here, then as a rule, I am immediately asked about doing things and getting things done. Generally here, 2 days a week is administration. And part of that is planning and so forth. Another day is usually spent preparing, planning. My Fridays are sermon days for me. That's when I'm trying to finish up and get ready for Sunday. The night times, usually 1 or 2 nights a week, is an outreach visitation of some time. Friday night's always date night with my wife and I. Just almost never let that interfere with anything. And so that routine, each day, having things to do. Part of those days then are broken down to talking with this in those staff meetings, time of praying for people, trying to pray through your list of who you're going to pray for today, where you're going to pray for today, my own personal reading and research and things of that nature. So I have to have a routine for me to get accomplished what I get accomplished.
A busy time, and
yes,
you probably try to go to bed decent time.
As decent as I can, 10-ish, 11-ish, like that, depending on what's going on.
There's occasional calls that come in.
Exactly. Yes. Exactly. So, exactly.
Anything else you think of that would be good to share?
The ministry, the pastorate, is a calling.
Yeah.
It is it is not the kind of thing that a person would necessarily choose because of the demands and all of the things you have to work with, all the people you have to work with. It's a calling, but it's probably the most rewarding thing that you can possibly do. There is a sense of great accomplishment when people respond in faith and a right heart, and you see marriages put back together, and marriages that do great, and so families that do great, people come to Christ. Nothing more rewarding than that. There's another side of being hurt, but that's a whole different issue, shall we say. But just a fantastically rewarding ministry.
The rewarding part makes up for the other.
It does. Yes, it does.
Do you want to say anything about the whole church growth movement business, or?
My concern about the church growth movement, there are always changes in methodology. We're always trying to find a better way to reach and communicate. It's not a methodology so much as it is the concern that whenever you start reviewing the great truths of Scripture, the great truths of Christianity, of compromising on those. And my great concern with the emergent church philosophy today, and I know it's multidimensional, is the potential to compromise great truth that has always been the bedrock of the church, the bedrock of Christianity. And that's my big concern right there.
Okay.
Moving to technology, becoming technology dependent more than we are personal in our relationships with people is another part of that.
Mm-hmm.
Although technology, obviously, we use all of that.
Mm-hmm.
But if we use it rightly, it's a great advantage. But if it's a substitute, it can be a problem.
Substitute for personal relationships.
Absolutely. And that is a big part of this, I think. So.
And then all these, like multiple site business and all that.
Yes.
What-
And I can understand trying to reach as many people as you possibly can. But at some point, there has to be, like shepherd to sheep, there has to be personal relationship,
Mhm.
or else you lose the whole,
Yeah,
whole
nothing
point
there.
of it. So,
Well, thank you, Dr. Dwyer.
thank you. Enjoyed it very much. Thank you.